think my intention has changed a lot from when I started. Initially, it was very logical, almost. It was about money and business and the skill set. And it's still very much, I appreciate those sides of things, but I think I was expressing to you a little bit back, one of the main things that I love is the intention and purpose and how much that was encouraged. And I think who I am now and why I'm here is all to do with my intention and my purpose, which is to be the best I can be for the people around me, both close ones and strangers I may meet, clients, everyone really, everyone I interact with and share experiences with. And I think that's a lifelong pursuit, which I like because it'll keep me grounded and always moving, and it gives me a purpose. Gives me a purpose.
You become the best you can be. Let's take it back a year and a half. Why did you decide to apply and join Trinity even in spite of your apprehensions?
Yeah, like I said, it was a very logical decision, and there was a few things that really stood out to me. One was I wanted someone in my corner that understood the game, like understood what I was trying to do, more so than any other mentor or coach that I could find. And that was one. I wanted someone with skin in the game, someone that had walked the path that I was trying to walk. And then I saw the first Trinity intake and the change in them from when they started to like the Bali retreat was noticeable from the outside. Mm-hmm. And I think that speaks, it's a big testimonial. And it wasn't like it was one or two, it was all of them. All of them had a meaningful change. So I knew there was something here. I didn't necessarily know exactly what I was signing up to, but I knew something positive would come out of it.
So what's your story of the most meaningful change that you've experienced here so far? Where you were, where you are now?
I think business, for sure. That was a big change. Like where I was when I started was I was working casual employee. Not really sure. I had just graduated. I was just off the back of a trip to Europe. Didn't have a huge amount of direction. I knew I wanted more, but I didn't know exactly where I was headed. And now I'm at a spot where I probably won't have to work for someone ever again, which, I mean, I remember one of the first calls, maybe actually the first time we spoke about Trinity, my intention was freedom from the burden of having to rely on someone else to make an income and not be able to adapt my lifestyle to how I wanted to live and my schedule. And I've done that, and that to me is a great relief, and I feel very grateful with how the year's gone, and a lot of it is because of what you've done and taught me, and yeah, couldn't be more grateful.
Right back at you. You really represented, there's been challenges of course, but in the whole you've represented what we do here well. And practically, what's been some of the biggest changes with your business? You know, am Am I remembering accurately where you basically started with 0?
Yeah, I think I took 2 clients from my previous job,
And now,
and now we're at 25 plus all the time, with some churn. But yeah, like I got to a point where had to cut back because I had the space and freedom to do that. So yeah, like the practical is that I went from 0 to something, I think. So massive, huge.
when you joined Trinity, rank your skill set in functional health on a scale of 1 to 10 and compare it to where you believe it is now.
I think I thought I knew a lot, but I didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think now I know how much there is to learn, but in saying that, now I feel a lot more confident to deal with so many different types of challenges and so much more than I could before. Like before, I wouldn't even attempt some of the things that I've been able to help people with.
Like what?
Severe problems, like psychological problems, people deep in the mud with their life, high levels of stress. Even I didn't really have any big testimonials from body comp standpoint, and helping Gen Pop has really helped me become a better coach with so many skill sets. Body comp, helping people through their life problems that, maybe back in the day I would have been a bit hesitant to because we're told not to. But now I'm very grateful that I feel confident that I can help. Of course, there's more to learn, and there's so much more to learn, so much more. But I'm grateful that I can help in the way that I can now. So yeah, my skill set's grown heaps.
Could you put a number to it?
A number?
Yeah.
I think if before I only knew really training from a very specific, like strength and conditioning lens. So let's give it a 2 or a 1. I think now I'm at a 5. In terms of amount of people I can help, and I'm very keen on continuing to learn, I think, as well, which makes me excited for the next year, 2, 3.
It's great. What about your confidence? Has your confidence changed with your coaching abilities and skill set, with what you've learned as a person?
Yeah. It's hard to remember really what I was like in terms of confidence when I started Trinity. But I do remember at my old job, talking to people was scary. It was scary because I didn't fully back myself. I didn't have the reps. I didn't have someone in my corner. I didn't have a point of reference to the rest of the industry. So now being able to compare myself in a healthy way to other coaches and their skill set and what they're doing, it's helped my confidence heaps. And I think I carry myself in a more confident manner, and I will continue to try and grow my skill set and get the reps in so I am confident, and I think it just comes as a result of hard work and time and effort.
And what are the biggest challenges that you've faced in the last year and a half in Trinity, and how have we overcome them?
Honestly, I think the biggest challenges was my own resistance to things. And actually, that's one of the biggest things I've taken away from Trinity and working with you is allowing myself to be a bit more open-minded and and take advice. I think I take advice better now.
Why? What have you learned here?
Well, I always think back to, one, how resistive I was to even starting Trinity, and two, joining a commercial gym, which was two of the hardest decisions for me, yet the ones that created the most impact in how the year went. So I don't know if I can put in words what changed specifically. I think I just kind of let myself yield to the process, and obviously I think my trust in you grew as the more times we spoke and spent together, and that probably played a big role as well.
Absolutely. Is there quite a vivid moment, a story you remember in Trinity that stands out to you?
Story.
Yeah, a moment where there was, like, after it happened, it was like, oh, that changed something in me, or that influenced something in me.
Definitely the first retreat.
What about it?
Like I said, I was quite closed-minded and almost stubborn, especially as like a teenager, and the way my parents are as well. They're very loving but hard in their ways of thought, I think, and in ways I'm thankful, because it educated me in many great ways, but I had to kind of put that aside a little bit. And I remember in the first retreat I was very resistive to the mindset sort of thinking of, if you believe something's going to happen, it's going to happen. Like, I don't know why I was so resistive to that, but now that I've seen it happen, it kind of sounds stupid to be resistive to that.
How's that influenced your life?
Oh, like, so much. Like, let me try to put it into words. I think I'm capable of anything because I can make myself believe anything. And understanding the power of intention and belief I think that's actually been the biggest change, to be honest. Yeah. And I think that's so invaluable, and that's not something that's taught very commonly, and it should be, because it's so impactful. So impactful.
Was there a moment? Something I said, something that we did?
I think after the first retreat, I started to think about things that have happened in my life previous, because I thought a lot as a child. There's a big gap between me and my next brother, so I had a lot of time by myself to think, and I think I was quite a smart kid in school, just naturally. I was quite introspective, and I remember doing things so little, like seemingly small things, but I remember visualizing and dribbling the ball around my house 24/7, and then for soccer, and then I remember how fast I improved compared to my peers at that skill. And when we were going through that stuff in the first retreat, I'd never thought that that's what caused me to be good, or maybe played a role. And it happened in so many different examples I could look back on, and even things from injuries. Like, I would go into games scared of getting injured, and then I would get injured, like both negative and positive.
Learned about your beliefs.
I learned about the beliefs, and I learned that throughout my whole life it's been happening. I just didn't really notice. I hadn't really taken it in. It was a lesson that has been in front of me, but I didn't really catch on to it. So happy that I think I learned it now. Like, I get it. I feel like I do.
And to give me some feedback, just try and be honest. I don't care even if the feedback is constructive or even skews negatively. What's been your honest experience of Trinity over the the last 14 months? How would you describe it?
I think it's intense. I think it requires like, commitment, and it required me to really commit to what I wanted to do from Trinity. So I don't think it's for everyone. That's why I've actually been very careful of referring people into Trinity, because I don't want to set either party up for failure. I can see the progress in Trinity, like from when we started to what we have now, from how you are, how Danielle also kind of mixes into Trinity. She's such a big part, and she actually helped me a lot at times when I was struggling throughout the year. I think that one of the coolest parts of Trinity as well is the way everyone was brought into the process, and the way you weren't only there for support, it was the other students and the alumni as well. That was awesome, and I hope that it continues, and I think it will for the next intakes. I think that's it for now. I know I always give you random bursts of feedback, so I think that's what I got.
Well, what advice would you give to somebody who is thinking about applying, or who, and they wanted to join?
Something I did was weigh up the pros and cons, literally, of what are the options. Usually there's a few options. There's Trinity, maybe uni, maybe continue on whatever they're doing currently. I think weigh up the potential positive upside, and weigh up the downside. And I think for most people, if they're ambitious and they have big goals, and you should want someone in your corner that cares and provides something unique that you can't get anywhere else. And I think at worst, it grows you as a person because of the experience and the uniqueness of the experience, I think.
How valuable is that?
Well, it's one of one. It's unique. It's invaluable. You can't get it anywhere else. It's like, how valuable is going to the Lantern Festival that only happens, you're probably only going to get very few chances to do that in your lifetime. So things like that don't have a price tag. Things like that don't come very often or exist very often, and this may not exist for a very long time. So yeah, I think when people weigh up their options, should be a clear answer.
What is the community, family? How do you describe for the people outside what's happening on the inside? How has it actually felt to you?
Yeah.
The people in this group.
I think because everyone is coaches, naturally everyone has a very caring nature to them, and support for each other is very, I don't know, it felt natural. It felt natural to reach out to the coaches, and it never felt weird, or bonds and friendships grew very quickly and easily. And I actually don't know what it looks like from the outside, and quite frankly, I don't care. But
how's it feel on the inside then?
I hope that everyone can experience a form of this, whether that's through family, a team, and a gym environment. That level of friendships with people who are on the same path as you is it's unique, and it makes the road that little bit easier.
Well said. I have one final sentence for you to like fill in the blank. I used to believe I was, but now I know I am. I used to believe I was, but now I know I am.
I used to believe I was average. In many ways. And now I know I'm not, and I know I'm capable of anything
How?
through my beliefs, and realizing that the universe pays. I think the universe is very just in that the effort you put in, what you put in, you get out. And I have proof of that this year, and I think that proof is very invaluable as well to carry on and hopefully give to and inspire other people, give hope to other people, because I find that hope is, a lot of people don't have hope, and it's almost unfair because I think everyone deserves a bit of hope. Everyone deserves to believe in themselves.
What would you say to somebody who didn't feel that hope, they felt despair?
Sounds cliche, but find help, find support. It's out there. There's people willing to help, and sometimes it's not easy, but it's with the right support it can be very simple. And yeah, I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Mauricio. Is there anything else you want to share?
No.
Anything else in your heart and head? Do you mind grabbing your, putting in your headphones? And grab your phone and open your WhatsApp, please. Don't play I'm going to send you just yet.
Mm.
But have it ready. Okay. See that? Okay, chuck in your headphones. I have a gift for you. Something that I didn't know if I was going to give you just a few months ago. But I believe you won't. You can turn it around and then play it and then read it. So you read it and you'll listen at the same time. Mauricio, you are receiving this letter because you have stood out as one of Trinity's premier students. Inside this letter contains a gift. When Trinity began, I was unsure of you. But over time, you showed me and yourself that you were open-minded to change, adaptable, and willing to try. You started to say yes more, take risk, and as a result, opportunities and growth came your way. As I got to know you deeper, we have connected beyond business on a personal and family values and what it means to be a man in this world. Mauricio, this letter is not just recognition of your growth in business, wealth, and skill, but your growth as a man. I've seen you face fear and have your first fight and lean into deep inner work past you would have dismissed. 12 months ago, you had these goals: 60K revenue, achieve full independence to move beyond relying on others, and become skilled and knowledgeable. You've achieved or surpassed almost all of that, even creating the opportunity to buy your own gym. You've built from nothing, from 0 to 100K in less than 12 months. When I coach, you listen, mostly. And when you're not meeting the standard you're capable of, I hold you accountable and you receive it. You have shown me a lot of growth, and you're receiving this letter because you have stood out amongst the uncommon. I believe you have a greater potential you currently know is possible. Now, only a small selection of Trinity students have ever received this letter, and you are one of them. You have been formally invited to join Trinity Alumni, a premier group of the best emerging leaders. This letter is recognition that I have full faith and belief in you to make impact and growth that is 5 to 10x what you currently are. If you would like to explore this opportunity and actualize your potential, scan the code and discover what lies ahead of you. Mauricio, well done. Really. You've changed a lot. And you have a very bright future ahead. With love, Alexander.
Thank you. It's a cool message. I like this shit.
What do you think and feel when you read that?
It was funny to hear back my goals when I started Trinity. Yeah. Even like to think how small I was thinking.
Yeah.
Wow. And yeah, like a lot of things I didn't really mention that I achieved this year, but you know, having my fight and boxing, learning a new skill, that was incredible. It's part of me now and what I do, and really understanding better what being a man is, and I hope to continue learning and developing that and be able to pass it on to other boys that need that. I think it's very needed, and I hope to just be an example and set a good standard for everyone.